Hi, I'm meteorologist April Warnicki. It is about 11:15 on Thursday. It's been an interesting couple of days of weather across Arizona, so we're going to do a little recap of all this wild weather, and we're going to look ahead to what's next and show you, of course, what is still happening right now as a result of all of that rain and a little bit of snow, too, all across Arizona. Yesterday was a first alert weather day. Today is not, but we've got plenty of watches, warnings, advisories still in effect thanks to all of that mainly heavy springtime rain that fell. So let's go ahead and go to the weather computer first, and we're going to take a look at some of the rainfall totals that we saw across the state yesterday. A little bit more added to this morning, but most of this was late in the day yesterday. So almost 2 inches in the Sedona area. We had 1 inch and 78 of an inch in Payson, Munns Park, 1 1/3 inches, a little over 1 1/4 inches for the Pine area, and 1.2 inches at Wickenburg, 1.19 inches in Bullhead City. For the valley, this was an impressive storm. Rainfall totals ranged across town, and we'll show you different communities and these different totals in a moment. But let's talk about Sky Harbor. This is our official rain gauge for the valley. We picked up 1/10 of an inch, and that means that year to date, and it's only mid-March, we've got 2.86 inches. Normally we'd have about 2 1/4, so we are above average at this point. We're ahead just a little bit for that rainfall by 61/100 of an inch. How much rain fell in your neighborhood? Well, a little less than that if you're in the far west valley. About 1/3 of an inch at Buckeye, a little over 1/4 of an inch in Surprise, and 39/100 of an inch at both Litchfield Park and Glendale. Scottsdale, though, picked up over 3/4 of an inch. We had almost that much at Mesa as well. Same story for Apache Junction. 87/100 of an inch in Fountain Hills. And our highest rainfall total in the Valley metro area was at Tempe. We had just shy of 1 inch of rain fall from this system. Most of that was last night. A little bit of it was yesterday morning. We got just a little bit of it this morning, too. We added officially 6/100 of an inch at Sky Harbor this morning. Here's a look at the flow of Oak Creek, and have you been seeing our videos and pictures from Oak Creek near the Sedona area? It crested during the overnight hours early this morning. We saw that river really start to rise. So Oak Creek crested at 10.5 feet. It is currently at last check just shy of 8 feet. So the good news here is it's coming down, but it is really roaring through town there. So still a dangerous situation. You'll notice there that purple line. That is the forecast, so it is forecast to continue falling. Flood watch still in effect all the way through this afternoon for all of these areas here highlighted in green. An aerial flood watch for all of these areas. Now within this area, we have a couple of spots with local flood warnings. And I'm going to start with the one in Sedona, but it was set to expire at 11, and it looks like it actually did because it has dropped off the map there. So for that area we were just talking about, Oak Creek through Sedona, the flood advisory has now been allowed to expire. Again, the creek is beginning to recede, so that's some good news. Here's the flood warning still in effect downstream of there through Cottonwood. That is until 2 o'clock this afternoon. A little bit further to the west, we've got Page Springs, we've got Cornville. This flood warning for that area, that stretch of Oak Creek, that's all the way until 8 o'clock this evening. Go downstream from there, and we've got a flood warning in effect for portions of the Verde, and that is until 11 o'clock this evening as well. So again, some parts of the river here, as that water makes its way down, still continuing to rise in a dangerous situation. Speaking of a dangerous situation, the Tonto Basin, we really have seen this Tonto Creek in this area start to climb pretty quickly over the last 24 hours as well, and it was already under an aerial flood warning. It is now continuing to be under that same flood warning until at least Sunday at noon. Now in the Valley metro area, we have the Salt River bed here that runs through town, and they've been releasing water from the Granite Creek Dam down toward Tempe Town Lake, and then downstream of Tempe Town Lake, we've got those releases coming out as well. So this aerial flood warning for these spots in town where it's closing several roadways and you'll see water across the roads, what we're looking at there is that this has been now extended through Saturday, the following Saturday. It's the 25th. It's no longer for this Saturday. So they're going to continue to release that water as it comes downstream there. Here's a look at our radar at this hour. Again, it's about 11:20. There's not much going on across the state in terms of new rain and snow. That storm system's winding down and pushing away from us. But what we are seeing is our forecast models going forward in time show a little bit of light shower activity possible this afternoon, particularly up on the rim and in eastern Arizona. Let's take that forecast model timeline there at the top of your screen into tomorrow, and we could see a few scattered showers too, but for the valley, really going to stay dry for the next couple of days. Off and on cloud cover heading into the weekend. Our 7-day rain outlook, though, is showing some decent rain for the high country. Where is that coming from? Well, that's at the end of that 7 days. That's next Tuesday and into Wednesday. We are already looking at our next atmospheric river event. That's a storm system tapping into deep moisture, pushing into California, and that does look like at this point it's probably going to make its way to Arizona. Now, how much rain we'll get from that, the specific timing of that, that's all yet to be worked out, because again, we're 6 or 7 days out. But as we get a little bit closer, we'll be able to tell you fine-tune the forecast on that. But at this point, we are already seeing that our next round is in view. It's on the horizon here of rain across the state. Enjoy a couple of dry days in the valley. We've got low 70s in your 7-day forecast. 70 for today's high, 73 for St. Patrick's Day. Nice, dry, quiet weather for everybody heading out to the Taylor Swift concert on Friday or Saturday. Now in the high country, we do start to see some storm chances picking back up by Sunday, but I think we'll stay dry in the valley. Sunday and Monday, though, those storm chances start in the high country for the valley. We're going to add in those rain chances right now for next Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, so now what I'd like to do is take you to our First Alert Facebook group. This is our weather page where we love to check out your storm reports, videos, and pictures from all across the state. People share a lot of good information there as well. So we're going to go to the touch screen here, and I'm going to just bring that up full for you so you can get a better idea of what we're looking at, get a better view here. And so this first one here is from Cindy Sullivan Leap. She says, this is Diesel at 9:30 a.m. enjoying the snowy Williams morning. She said, I think we got about 3 inches of snow, and it's 37 degrees. So this is a spot, really all of northern Arizona. They were seeing rain all day yesterday. Then last night, snow levels finally started to drop off, and it switched over to snow. So maybe this was after folks went to bed and they were surprised to wake up this morning and see this winter wonderland after a soggy day. Cindy, thanks for sharing your photo with us. Next up, Williams, Arizona, from Carolina Signs, who said, check out this view from Williams, and she says, happy spring break. You know, it's a great spring break for skiers and snowboarders. We have Snowbowl reporting 6 inches of fresh powder up there on the slopes today. All right, so this is what we're talking about when it comes to Oak Creek. Look how that is rushing. This is Oak Creek at the entrance to the trout farm. That is right there off of 89A if you're familiar with this area. And if you are, I bet you've probably never seen it look like this. This is just a raging river here, literally, as it pushes through that area. This, again, was taken late yesterday, but this has looked like this now for quite some time. Again, we're starting to see Oak Creek come back down at this point. They did evacuate some neighborhoods in this area. Again, the threat is not over yet, but we no longer see that river rising. It's now beginning to decrease as we saw that crest happen during the overnight hours. And finally, here's a message that someone shared, and thanks for bringing this to our attention. Yavapai County Sheriff's Office just issued this a couple of minutes ago. They have put out the go for folks in Camp Verde. This is a very specific part of Camp Verde. This is the Verde River RV Resort and the Wagon Wheel Trailer Park. The town of Camp Verde has placed your area in a go status due to flooding. So mandatory evacuations going on there. We've got crews all over in the high country, and we will be bringing you all of the latest on that coming up today. We've got AZ Family News coming up at noon here on Channel 3 and Channel 5, which is in about 40 minutes. We'll have the very latest on this and the other flooding situations happening all across the state. So tune in then.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Family. Watch us live wherever you are. Our mobile and streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV. Subscribe on YouTube for live breaking news and video on demand.